do this. All right, I think you were not able to hear me, but I'm going to start with this. The beautiful face that you just saw right now needs no introduction. A beautiful young life that had great dreams, aspirations, who made a mark for herself in such a young age. And unfortunately, we lost. This is not going to be a very easy session for anyone. For everyone, it will be very emotional, no doubt about it. Especially for the mom who, on this particular date, has been fighting for the last 8+ years and is continuing to fight, no matter what happens, no matter what the people go against her, create hurdles in her personal and other places of her life and aspects of life. This is going to be very, very, very tough, but this is not an interview. Let me just put the thing right away. It's not an interview. This is just a session to show our love, our support, our emotions, and also tell her that we all are with her now and forever. That's going to be the whole session about. So please show all your love and all your support to Rabia ji as I get her into the screen. Namaste, Rabia ji.
Hi.
I know it's not going to be easy, Rabia ji.
I know.
And please.
I've been meditating and fasting and praying, and I've come very far in some, other destination to reflect on my daughter, to be in my sanctuary, and to be by myself. So I've been reflecting a lot about what happened and why I had to go through this, why she had to go through this. And she has opened the doors of wisdom for me, and she has told me in many ways, what life is all about and what this world is all about, what the purpose of life is, and how we are actually one family in this whole world, and how it is, that we deal with each other's emotions. So it has been a retreat for me, and I wanted this, that because I want peace within myself, and when I'm in peace, my daughter also in heaven is in peace, because we are definitely mystically connected. And she came for a purpose, and when her purpose was exhausted, and whatever the reason God had planned for, whichever way it happened, it has happened. But my only fight for 9 years was that the child who is innocent, who loved, and who had trust was betrayed. And when the system of the nation is, to give justice, to create that law and order in society, to have that civilization. So then, don't cherry pick cases. Don't cherry pick that this is the case we are going to give justice and that is the case we are going to put it aside. That is very unfair. And don't cherry pick, that who you have an agenda with, you're going to put a case against and innocently even put them behind. Sorry, I'm in an area that I can't go anywhere else, but
that's fine. That's fine. We can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
So I had been whole night awake and praying and imagining Jia and her memories and so much love that child gave us. And in that love, I also want to tell that I am enjoying that love and memories of her, and I'm doing exactly like how she would have felt. I've come to her most favorite place, destination by the sea, and I am absolutely in serenity and absolutely in peace and very much there. She's holding me, I'm hugging her, and I am with her and she's with me. It's a matter of visibility and invisibility, spirit and form. So it's just one gate. We come to the earth, we go to heaven, we come back from heaven. So it is all our karma. Now, coming back to my fight for justice and fight for truth, it's more truth rather than justice, because justice is God's game. It's not people's game. People, cherry pick who they want to give justice. Sometimes even innocent, people who are not guilty are punished, and that's not justice. So my fight had been actually, Varun, only for truth, to surface the truth. And truth is like oil. Do you understand? And oil always surfaces on water. You cannot
Right.
hide oil. No matter what, it will surface it. It's a matter of time. You'll read scriptures, your holy scriptures and everything. And all the messengers of God have said, have patience, truth will shine. And my my fear and my worries that I had expressed was that our children are going to be treated like this in Bollywood. That's unfair. Bollywood needs it's time for them to clean up, because even the oceans cannot sustain dirt. It also explodes and puts it out of its system. So this is what my fight was for all these 9 years, and I am still there. The latest in the court is that CBI is pleading now after 9 years for the court to give evidence for the analysis, forensic analysis. They had to put the charge. They had to put the charge because they did not want to stop the case, because the case had a lot of truth that was not being surfaced. And now they are struggling in Maharashtra, in the Mumbai court, to get the evidences which police did never give. And see, similarly, it's the case with Sushant Singh and Disha Salian. They don't even want to open the page because it's so heinous. It is so sad. It is so horrific that even those who will open the case will be horrified with the way the child was found, and the way even Jia was strangulated and staged. Her death was staged. So, everyone has raised voice. I had many, many supports. Recently, my daughters told me, Mommy, they have suspended my Twitter account. And she was crying. I said, listen, our fight is not to have followers on Twitters. Our fight is not to have that fame and name, and to have so many people that we are building up as followers and as viewers. No, no, no. Baby, your fight, your seeds, and we will multiply. We will keep fighting. We are warriors. We are not afraid. We are not afraid of death. And we are not afraid of facing the judgment or whatever the order will be from the court. And we are not afraid to come as witness in the court. So this is what I told my child. And she said, all right, I get it, Mommy. Thank you very much. So, I'm still an anchor for them as I was anchor for Jia. And we are remembering her. My children, I am far away. I wanted to get away. My children are there. They are praying and they are putting lights and flowers. It's very early morning in London. And I am absolutely in memory of her and with her, and I'm feeling her presence around me. And this is how my feeling is. Now, I have expressed myself, and my fight will go on. It's not even a fight, it is just asking, pleading the government that, look, this has happened to my child. She is gone. She will not speak. The deads don't come and speak and stand for them. We are also co-victims. We stand for them. We are the voice of those victims. And unless the movement will not be there in the society, in that community, the government will not wake up. And social media today is a very, very sharp weapon. You know what happened with Israel and Palestine. It was social media pressure on government. So Israel had to move away and cease the fire. So I am saying and pleading people that my agenda is not to punish XYZ. My agenda is to surface the truth and let the families of the co-victims, be in peace and have a closure. That is what my request and my I'm not motivating or provoking people, but I'm requesting people to whether come out on street or get on social media or raise your voice, or if you're so influential, if criminals can be so influential that they can reach the politicians and pay the fees or bribe or whatever, and provoke them to not to investigate and sabotage the cases. So we should also use our influences and the power of our voice to influence the politicians and the authorities and the law law and peace order, the people like police, to also stand for what they are. It's their duty, and to listen to us. So it is our also duty as citizens to stand for them. And because this is the truth, we have to raise our voice and influence them that truth is truth and you cannot hide it, because people are getting against them and they will lose out at the end of the day because they are joining hands with the criminals. And it's an equal crime. So this is my request. I am not angry. I am not crying. I'm very much in peace, and I really want peace. If the government sets, law and enforcement for peace of the society, for the peace of the community and the nation, then they have to do their duty. They must come up trumps, and they must let citizens know that they are doing their duty and they are lawful to their vows, the pledge that they have taken. Am I right, Varun?
Absolutely, absolutely. And every single word that you've said, Rabia ji, one thing which I have to say, hats off to your motivation and your, just to get justice, not justice, but, the facts out. आप पिछले 8 साल से हम आपको देख रहे हैं, and we have to be blamed. We are equally responsible for this state, because
if I, as a mother, would have not, stood for my daughter, then what sort of a mother am I?
That's true.
This is a world, this is a forest. We have got to be fearless. And unless we are not fearless, they can say anything. They can say a lie on our face. They can say that you are so and so, so and so. That's okay, because they are doing what they are paid for, not what they have vowed for. You see, taking a vow and pledging and saying that I will protect my nation and the citizens of the nation, you are corrupting it. So every single officer, I'm not saying all the officers, but one single officer, if he is corrupt, then he is absolutely spoiling the whole ocean.
Correct.
It's spoiling the system, the reputation. Today's CBI's reputation, today's police's reputation, today the government's reputation, they are all, public is not now foolish. They, their narrative is going into the intellectuality of every citizen, and citizens are not ready to believe what they say. So the narrative is changing, because more and more witnesses, more and more people who are fearless are coming up and surfacing the truth. The police gets very scared, because witnesses will, the criminals will pay the witnesses and threaten them, because these things have happened and they will not come up front. So the police, they will be standing nowhere in court, because what is justice? Let me tell you, the justice, we ask for justice. What is justice? A judge is sitting in the court. He is not an investigating officer, and the judge is not a forensic expert, right? And the judge is in the court. He wants the law enforcement officers and the authorities to bring the evidences. And on the basis of the evidences, he will then judge, because the statue of justice is blind. So he will weigh and put his own intellect. Do you understand? So when there is no evidence, so what justice you are talking about?
Yeah,
so we people should pick up the evidences and give it to the CBI, and the police says that Rabia is not bringing evidences. What evidences am I going to bring? You are there in the crime scene. It is your duty to pick up the evidences. It is your duty to interrogate the criminals. It is your duty to bring all the witnesses. Where is your fear on the witnesses? Witnesses fear criminals more than police. So how they are going to bring the evidences? And when police is complicit with the criminals, then the evidences are sabotaged.
Correct.
They are destroyed. So why one can even say a judiciary system is bad? Why, when the law enforcement has not taken to the justice system the evidences, how can a judge give an order?
Verdict. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've also heard not only from you but also
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Aap bole.
I said this is very clear. You can have, campaigns after campaigns, but what about the evidence? For example, Disha Salian was killed somewhere. There is a crime scene. There is a scene of crime. Something, maybe her hair, maybe her tooth, maybe her nail, something must be broken. She fell from 14th floor. Something must be there. Some forensic evidence is there. Nothing was collected. Sushant Singh, his room, the way he was, the ligature, Jia Khan, the ligature till today has not been handed to CBI for the forensic analysis. The BlackBerry, where the messages were, they were on BlackBerry that night, right, fighting and whatever. It is, the evidence is not there with us, with CBI or with the forensic laboratory. The biometric lock, both Jia and Suraj Pancholi had the access to the biometric lock, the entrance to the apartment. So that was not also analyzed. So there are so many things, the evidences have not been taken. So what justice am I going to ask the judge to give? So my fight is for truth. You bring the evidences in front. I have done more homework than CBI or police could have done. I have given them the 300 pages of the real facts. Even those pages, it has been handed to the court. It has been handed to the to the accused also. There's not a one word. And to the cherry on the pie is the Bollywood icons. I don't want to name them because they are cabal. They are too many. All of them trying to protect. My question is, why is CBI lying? Why is police lying? Why they are covering? Who they are covering? Right? So
Yep.
they know who they are covering. They know why they are lying. They know who's putting pressure on them. So it is all the police, the authorities who are supposed to go to the justice system. They are being under pressure. They have been told, or they have, or influenced, whether power, whether status, whether whatever. But they have been influenced to lie and not to take the evidences to the court. So that means those authorities that we are pleading and begging for truth and justice are hiding it.
Right. And I agree, Rabiji. Even though we've heard you speak like this for a very long time, and I don't want to make it like a interview or anything, because today is a very very special, and it's a very emotional day for you as well. But at the same time, if you could tell us a little bit more about Jia, some of the sweet memories that you could share with us, as we all remember her today around the world. We'd love to know. From my perspective, all I can say is she's one of the smartest, most beautiful girls that we've witnessed. Especially if you consider the Bollywood industry, I don't think there is anybody who can touch the kind of brain power she had, the beauty she had. But please share some memories with us.
All that what you're saying, the brain power, the talent, the articulation, the way she spoke, the way she carried herself, and everything. It was all that put together was a threat to Bollywood, for the uneducated Bollywood.
Yep, absolutely.
For the uneducated, because Bollywood says we don't want to know what is your degree of qualification and all like that. We just want to know that whether are you willing to do what we want you to do. Yep. You don't need to be qualified. We educate our children, so that they have the sensibility. Her sensibility was actually sabotaged. She was manipulated. And you tell me, when you are 24, 25, how you can be manipulated. You're still innocent. You may be very talented, very articulated, but you're still innocent. And she went for something abstract. She didn't go for wealth. She didn't go for money. She went for love. She was strong. But the day she gave up, but the day she realized it, that very night, throwing flowers, look at the body language, look at the CCTV. Police did not show CCTV. Till today, CCTV footages are not with the court. They were never given to CBI. How CBI has begged police to give what they want, they never got it. It was me who have given most of the things to them. And that CCTV was also sabotaged, doctored. We got the CCTV after 10 days. I didn't even know there was a CCTV. I came to know from the police officer that your building has got a CCTV. So I collected. When I went to collect that very time, the secretary says it's with the police. So police is holding that for 15 days. Why? And after 15 days, they return it, and then I get whatever the copy I got, I gave it to CBI. And in that, you can see the father entering,
Yep.
Jia entering, Jia throwing flowers, Jia's body language. The call log says that she was on the phone, but CCTV does not show that she's on the phone. The time that call log shows that she should be on the phone fighting, but she is walking. So how is that time gap? The time I'm entering the gate, the call log shows at that time I had called Anju Mahendru already. So why there is a mismatch? All these questions, I have raised many times. I am raising it today, and you're talking about Jia and her talent. Everyone has seen. I don't have to, repeat that. But what I carry with me is that little girl, and I know I will meet her again. I will meet her again. She will be back, because God is very merciful. God is very kind, and God will give me another chance to be with her, and that might be forever.
I was
And
just telling.
I want to be, I want to, she's telling me in my mind, Mama, please don't cry. Mama, please don't. I'm happy. I'm in such a peaceful place, Mama. I'm waiting for you. And when you will come, we'll do this, we'll do that. This is the communication she has, because she used to talk to me 10 times, and I miss that. She used to tell me everything. I miss that. We did things together, so many things together. She loved water, she loved sea, she loved water sports. I mean, she was a very adventurous. She liked paragliding. She loved climbing mountains. She she was very adventurous.
I know.
And
आप
she
क्या
had
आने
more
से?
talents, the music she would compose. Look at Nishabt was one example, that she composed, choreographed, composed, directed her own song, Take Light. And she was so talented. But the thing is, as much talented you may be, there is a process in every industry, that you start as a kindergarten, you start and take baby steps. So this is what I used to say: you may be very talented, you may be genius, but you have got to take baby steps in the industry that you enter. Your confidence and your oomph, that people loved it and gave you, accepted you. Now you have got to calm down and take it slow. And that is why she slowed down. You see, sometimes the spotlight also burns you. So I said, these media that is coming after you and wanting your little bites and your pictures and all like that, don't get burnt with that, because, film industry and the media, it's a very exhausting place. It exhausts you mentally, physically. So you need a time out. So why don't you take time out and do something that you want? And she wanted to do brand management, because she wanted to create, she's a brand. So she wanted to do brand management so that she can, take her brand elsewhere. She doesn't need to hire people to manage her brand. So she had 8 months of a gap she deliberately took, because she had 6 films. 3 films she signed that night, and CBI has got that evidence. 3 films she was in communication with UTV, and 2 films she already had in the pipeline. So she had work. It was Suraj Pancholi who was telling her all the time to do this and to do that, controlling her. She had